What's going on, everybody? It's Zach from Switchforce here with a Splatoon 2 Splatfest update / debacle. The winner of this weekend's Splatfest here in North America was Mayonnaise. Even though they only captured 27% of the votes and Ketchup owned 73% of that equation, they did get the other 2 points in the forms of both the solo and team competition. So for solo, Mayo won out 52-48, and in team, Mayo won out 51-49. Now this is pretty cool because Ketchup had such a dominant lead in the voting category. Of course, aligned with Marina and being Ketchup, they were going to win that handily, but Mayo came through in the clutch and won the actual matches. They dominated the turf war and ended up capturing the Splatfest. Now, there's a bit of a kerfuffle about this today because people were pretty pissed off that they felt they didn't even have a chance to contribute to those latter 2 categories. Many Ketchup players stated that they only faced Ketchup players during their time in the Splatfest or rarely played against Mayo. And Kotaku wrote an interesting article today from Patricia Hernandez about how all of these players were very disappointed and dismayed that it seemed like their efforts in the Splatfest meant nothing. You had people saying literally every match was Ketchup versus Ketchup, and that doesn't count towards the score. Would help if Ketchup hadn't constantly matched up against Ketchup. Guest popularity muddles team structure. Makes sense when Team Ketchup is matched up against Team Ketchup and doesn't earn any victories. This is a bull because I played Team Ketchup more than I did against Mayo. I didn't even know Team Mayo existed with all the other Ketchup defenders I was fighting. I only played Mayo like 4 times. It was Ketchup versus Ketchup. This is not fair. For once, I have full confidence in saying rigged. Well, I don't think it's rigged at all, but it definitely feels unfun when you are just playing against your own squad. Now, from a success standpoint, you're still gaining sea snails, you're still gaining rewards, you're still moving through the ranks, and it all counts that way. And so when the Splatfest is said and done, your personal takeaway will still be calculated just as if you faced off against the other team consistently. But I get from the overall battle and sort of the fun competition that this brings about in Splatoon 2, it's not that great to just play against your side. And some people wondered, what if it's that all the best Ketchup players were just playing against Ketchup and it match made poorly, and so all the worst Ketchup players were the ones that faced off against Mayo? Or maybe it was all the best Ketchup players, and you know, it could go either way. We don't know who ended up getting to play against Mayo, but it wasn't everybody, at least for majority of the time. There really isn't a great way to solve this, especially if you're going to have such disparate vote counts. If it's a more balanced vote, then yes, you're going to constantly see the other teams. But the fact that Ketchup is probably easily more popular than Mayonnaise, and the fact that Marina and whatever she's associated with will probably be far more popular than whatever Pearl gets in the future Splatfest, means that this may happen frequently. The hard thing is, do you force players to wait 3, 4, 5 times as long in matchmaking to only play against Mayonnaise and thereby play far less and earn far less rewards? Or do you continue the system where they face off against their own squad but aren't contributing to the solo or team victory counts? There's really no good way to handle that except to hope that future votes will be more balanced and try to create scenarios where the vote isn't as skewed, because you can't give Ketchup points for facing off against their own squad. That makes no sense. There's probably no accurate way to really split the player base, so it's like, oh, the best Mayonnaise players versus the best Ketchup players. That's going to be very near impossible to put into practice. So I wonder if at any point they may distance the 2 sides from the 2 characters. I feel like that would do a great thing if Marina and Pearl just presented the Splatfest and didn't really associate it with it, but alas, that's something that has been part of Splatoon since the beginning, with Callie and Marie taking sides, now Marina and Pearl taking sides. I have to imagine that Nintendo knew Marina would be so popular, but I don't know if they felt it would be this big of a gap. So I think that, to me, would personally be the best option if they found a way to distance the characters from taking a team, and instead the characters just presented the battle and let you choose. Then maybe there would be more of a balanced fight. Or if they're able to find things that aren't as obvious of choices. To me, Ketchup and Mayonnaise is obviously a Ketchup win in terms of popularity. So what are your thoughts on this? How do you think they could possibly remedy this, or are you okay with it? I do realize that it's annoying to play against your own team and feel like you're not contributing, but maybe some of you are okay with that as long as you get the Splatfest rewards and come out of the weekend with some cool stuff. what means more to you, that personal progress and sense of personal accomplishment and achievement, or the team camaraderie of defeating the other side as badly as possible? And what do they do in the future? I mean, I think if you could do, again, anything, it's going to be distancing from characters. It's going to be trying to create more even sides that can oppose each other in a more 50-50 way. I don't know if there's much else you can do unless you're going to create a matchmaking queue where it says that you'll like check a box to only play against the other squad, and that means you're willing to sit there for 4, 5, 6, 10 minutes to wait for a battle. But this was kind of a little bit of a soft spot for people today. In Splatoon 1, the least popular side did win most often as well, so this isn't something new. It isn't something that people haven't seen before, but given the popularity of the Switch, given the popularity of Splatoon 2 and the great sales, and this being the first Splatfest, I think a lot of players are experiencing it for the first time and feeling these frustrations. So let us know your take in the comments down below. Curious to see if Nintendo addresses anything before the next one. Curious to see what the Splatfest will be for September, but we'll just have to hope that it's more balanced so more players on side A can play players on side B, because that would make this whole thing wash away, and you wouldn't need any ink to correct it. So thanks so much for watching, everybody. Hope you're having a fantastic weekend and enjoying yourself. I hope they're able to figure this out. Until next time, Switch Force out.